Hello wrestling fans and welcome back to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. In this video we're taking a look at the top 10 WWF Hasbro wrestling figure accessories. Yes, we all love the WWF Hasbro wrestling figures, and I thought let's give some credit to the wonderful accessories that came along with that fantastic toy line. So we're going to have a top 10 countdown of that. I hope that you've been enjoying the retro content that I've been blasting out for you. There's plenty of classic matches, some cool interviews, and all sorts of wacky videos out there for you to watch. It's Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling, so that's what I'm trying to do. Get the old school back to you, watch the classic matches, and get some really cool merchandise up and share that out with you as well. So before we do the top 10, don't forget to do the honours, like, share and subscribe to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. Here we go, let's take a look. Of course, WWF Hasbro wrestling figures were the best thing ever made. Well, let's head on down to ringside and give you that top 10 of the greatest WWF Hasbro wrestling figure accessories. Number 10. And this one is 2 accessories for the price of 1. Yes, the cool tag team of the Bushwhackers. We're going to Series 10 of the WWF Hasbro wrestling figures, and it's them wacky cool bushwhacking wrestling hats. A nice tan brown grey look to them, and it's from the time 93-94 when the Bushwhackers are coming to the end of the time of the WWF. And hey, that's what made the Bushwhackers cool. They went everywhere with them cool wrestling hats. Number 9. And talking about having the gold, talking about oozing machismo, of course it's Razor Ramon with his gold chain. Whether it be from Series 7 or Series 10, it was still the same gold chain. Either way, it made the wrestling figure look that extra little bit special, and is one cool gold accessory which is highly desired by the WWF Hasbro wrestling fans out there. Speaking of Hasbro wrestling fans, big shout out to the HWO. They're worth all the gold. Follow them on Twitter. Number 8. Well, okay, tough guy. This was a hard one to add, so I've added the 2. I've gone with a 2x4 accessory from Series 2. Then I've gone for the flag from Series 9. Hey, it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's allowed 2, and it makes it into number 8. First on the screen then is the American flag. Extremely hard to find in original mint condition. And it's even better that it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Then I couldn't split them up, so I'm going to add the 2x4, which you can see on your screen now, which makes that figure stand out amazingly. And to me, it just speaks Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So we're going to give a big old ho to Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Okay, let me take my coat off for this one then. Number 7. And to be honest with you, I don't want to be knocking any dead man up for this one, because it's The Undertaker. Series 8, the cloak, and it is one hard accessory to find on its own. We already had the figure from Series 4, now we've got a new head mould, and of course, well, this isn't the coat, that's a Matalan special, but hey, you get the drift. Series 8 Undertaker with that cloak is absolutely unbelievable, and it has to be added to this list. Number 6. And yet again, another tag team wrestling accessory. It's the masks from Demolition. Previously, we had the Smash figure and the Axe figure, and they never came with masks. It was a tag team series. I believe it was a Series 1, where it was Smash and Crush came with the masks. And just look at that for a pose now. These, you could take the mask off and reveal the wrestler underneath. Just made the wrestling figure a little bit more empowering, a little bit more frightening, and a little bit more magical. And that was Demolition, and they were one of the best tag teams we ever had. And in at number 5. I thought this one should have been top of the mountain. I thought it should have been cream of the crop, but it's not. It's Macho King Randy Savage from Series 2, and it's a Macho King that comes with a crown and scepter accessory. Macho Man was always hot property in the world of wrestling, and how can I not add him to any list? The crown is magical, the scepter's also unbelievable, and to keep the figure in top 10 condition, well, that's a hard job in itself. Cool accessory, cool wrestler, the Macho Man Randy Savage. And let's go to number 4. I almost sold out adding this one in at number 4, the $1 Million Man, Teddy DiBiase. Definitely worthy of the number 1 spot again, but I thought there's 2 belts, 2 different versions, one with 6 notches and one with 9 notches. Both belts are fantastic, and I've gone with Series 1 Million Dollar Man. I think with the black tuxedo, the $1 million belt, it just makes it stand out that little bit more. One cool accessory, and which other wrestler wore this belt in your WWF Hasbro collection? Number 3. Well, I might be out of tune for adding this one, but it's got to be the Honky Tonk Man and his guitar. I loved everything about this figure, the blue jumpsuit, the guitar that he was carrying, the slick back hair, you name it. But one thing I did like was switching the guitar around into other wrestlers' hands, but there's only one man that could carry this guitar, and it's a Honky Tonk Man. And that one makes it in at number 3 for me. So now we're getting down to number 2. And I will say this is one of the toughest decisions I've ever had to make involving WWF Hasbro wrestling figures. But number 2 is Koko B. Ware with his pet bird Frankie. Sadly, we lost Frankie, some 20 years back, but he's never forgotten. Definitely the best pet in wrestling history. The bird is absolutely fantastically sculpted, and it makes a Koko B. Ware action figure stand out so well that in fact I bought this figure alone just to have Frankie. Now that we've completed everything, we need to go down to number 1. And who would have been your choice, wrestling fans? For me, there is only one number 1, and yes, of course, it's Jake the Snake Roberts and his pet snake Damien. The role play I had with this action figure and the accessory as a kid was unbelievable. Beating your opponent, chucking Damien on after the victory, just living out their moments of being a pro wrestler, brought these Hasbro wrestling figures to life. So Damien makes it to my number 1, but what was your number 1? Paying respect to all of the other great wrestling accessories that we had too, but there's my top 10 list. I hope you've enjoyed it, wrestling fans. I thought it's something different. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. Goodbye for now.